This is your place of business as the Royals outfield coach. This is where you stand to communicate with the outfield.
Right.
So what we want you to do today is show us the signs you use to communicate, because they're universal signs, like nobody's hiding them.
Right, yeah.
Are these
Exactly.
signs that most teams use, a lot of them?
Well, no. Most of the time, they go through a pregame sheet and they
Okay.
tell the outfielders where to play, and then they go sit down on the bench and they just assume that the players are in the right spot.
Is that a bad idea?
That's a real bad idea because some of them they remember and some they don't.
So if Royals fans are looking down here, you'll be on the job making sure they're standing in the right place.
I hope they're in the right place, and I hope they're looking at me,
Okay.
because the hand signs don't work unless they're looking at you. And when you first get a new outfielder, he's not used to doing it. Well, then it becomes a problem because you want him to lock on you, because the situations change with the pitch count.
Right.
So you might see a guy like Kurt Suzuki, for instance. He's a dead pull hitter until he gets to 2 strikes, and then he tries to fillet it to right. Well, if the outfielders aren't looking at me and they don't remember that, and now there's a little bloop in the right field and it's not caught, then I feel bad because I didn't do my job.
Okay.
So most of the time we go over it with the outfielders, but during game situation at game speed, if all they have to do is look at me, and I try to stay 1 pitch ahead of them and maneuver them and position them in the right spot.
So it's a pitch by pitch they need to be.
yeah.
Okay, so show us some of the things you would do to communicate to your outfield.
Well, some of the more basic signs are, I'll give them this for straight up. Okay, if they need to play in a gap on a corner, left or right, I'll do this. If I need a left fielder to play towards the line, I'll point to the line. If I need the right fielder to play more towards the line, I'll point to the line. If I need him to come in, I'll pound my chest. If I need him to move back between the 1st and 8th inning, I'll do this, which now in the 9th inning when I do that turns into the no double, which means they have to move back even further.
And be conservative about trying to play a ball in front of them. Play
And
a first
then
single if they're not sure.
Exactly, and I'll give them this, meaning no double in the 9th, and then I'll put my hands out and I'll do this, don't dive for it.
Okay.
Because what we're trying to protect against is what could and then eventually mess everything up if we try to dive and we don't come up with the ball. But if I need them to come over and in, I'll tap my chest, which means in, and I'll give them the direction that I need them to go. If we have a 3-2 count, runner running, I'll give him this sign, which this means throw the ball to second base. This means he's running. So if he's running and there's a base hit, throw the ball to second. Ball left or right, throw it to second. Deep fly ball with runners on, throw it to second.
Sounds like throwing it to second's a real good idea most of the time.
All the time. I mean, growing up, I was with the White Sox. Bobby Winkles was our minor league director, and we were told unless it was the winning run at second base, every base hit, regardless of where the runners were, throw the ball to second base. And we led in 3 years I was down there. We led every level that I played it in double play balls. And that was without even throwing a ball to third once or throwing a ball to home.
So keep the double
Unless
play in
there was-
order.
Keep the double play in order, or with 2 outs, keep another man out of scoring position.
Okay.
So it worked out great, and that's what I'm trying to employ.
Convince
so
them of doing?
90% of the time, if you throw the ball to second base, you're going to be perfect. You're going to be spot on with your decision and what you're supposed to do. And so those are some of the basic signs that we use, and as long as they keep looking in here, I'll kind of do the thinking and help them through it. But now, having done it with the same outfielders, like Alex Gordon, I don't even look over there now
He's got it.
because he's got it. He understands the
Can
situations.
he help the guy in center field if he sees him?
Oh, absolutely. You
Yeah.
know, and where the outfielders help one another, especially on line drives and fly balls, is that if you're the off corner, which means if Alex is in left and the ball's hit to center and right, he can say in and back real quick.
Okay.
And vice versa. If it's a line drive to Alex, the center fielder can yell in or back to help him, because that's the hardest one, is that line drive at the guy. But he can also help with if the runner got a great jump going first to third, he can be yelling at the outfielder, 2-2-2-2-2 to help reconfirm that he should throw the ball to second base, one of those kind of deals. So they can not only do it visually with their hand signs, but they can also use their voice. But you got to do it real quick in the big leagues. Any fly ball or any ground ball that's hit, as soon as people recognize it's a deep fly ball, they get excited over the home run, so it gets really loud. You can't hear anything. Or if it's a base hit with a guy going first to third or second to home, it gets really loud because they anticipate somebody
So
scoring
you got to
or
get
taking an extra base.
your verbal out before the
You
crowd
got to
reacts.
get it out before the crowd reacts. Otherwise, nobody can hear you.
Well, if your players forget, we now have a video we can show.
We can edit it and put it on it, and okay, watch the video.
All right. Thank you very much. Rusty Kuntz, Kansas City Royals outfield coach.